Hey everybody, and welcome back to Skipper Sandra. I'm your skipper, Sandra, and come crochet away with me as we go down the 7 C's of crochet, or so to speak. Anyway, today it's just a really short video. I had several somebody's ask me about the masks. We're all doing masks, or a lot of us are, and whatever formats we have available to us. So for knitters, they're knitting. For people who sew, they sew. I crochet, and I'm sure there's many of you who do, and I know you do because there's patterns coming out everywhere. As you know, I don't write a whole lot of patterns, but I do review them, and this is the one that I used. This is crochet mask, crochet face mask. This is from traversebaycrochet.com, and I will put all of the information down below. So definitely want to keep that in mind as we go through this. It's going to be a short video, but I would stay through it all because I have some surprises coming. Yes, I do. Anyway, so very simple format, and as you can see from the photo, the instructions were really easy. I was able to follow the pattern. She has some great pictures, and I actually delete a lot of the pictures because I already understand what it is, but for those of you who don't, and you can use those. One of the things, if you notice right here, there's this little black line at the top. She actually talks about putting in a little metal piece, a bendable piece, kind of like the ones that we use for the grocery bags, you know, those little twist ties. You could use something like that to glue on or so on. I think she glues it on. I didn't do that. I didn't want to hassle with that, and partially because what they're saying is that heat can potentially kill this virus. So in cleaning it, not only to wash it, but also put it in a plastic bag and put it into the microwave for a couple of seconds to zap it, and that will take care of it. So this is the final project, okay? And no judging for those of you who sew. No judging, okay? I don't sew. But this is the back of it, and what I really liked about it, it has this little pocket. So another thing that they were saying is that, of course, if you don't have those professional medical ones, the N95, something like that, that it's layers. Layers help out a lot. So this happens to be cotton, and how this all started is I decided, okay, I was going to do cotton because I'd been doing some research, and they said cotton was a good one, but really any fabric, even a polyester, will work as well. From what I've read. Now, I am not a doctor. B, I'm not a biologist. C, I am not an anythingist, okay? Other than I am just here to share what I have found. And this is what I found. So, because I don't have a whole lot of just straightforward, the Lily Sugar yarn, as you all know, my best friend Rhonda, she made me puffs and washcloths out of cotton. And you know, this is just how it looks when you open it up. This is one of the puffs, and of course in the blue, because you know, as you all know, I love blue. So she did that. This was the washcloth. This is the puff. And I decided that, this is the funny thing, I'd already decided before this whole COVID thing happened that I was just going to take them down and create little rounds, so cotton rounds to wash my face and take my makeup off with, because I really enjoy that better than a washcloth. It's too big and unruly for me when I'm washing my face. So that's what I decided I was going to do. So I had already collected these. I actually have several more of these in different colors, and so I already had it. What I did was I took it apart. I just unraveled it. Okay, this is just leftovers. So as you can see, it's the thicker yarn. Just took it apart and follow the pattern, and you really don't need a lot. So if you think about it, this was the remainder of a washcloth. Okay, so it really didn't take a lot. Goes over your face really well, and I should have thought of this ahead of time, but see, this goes my ear. Yeah, now I have lipstick on the back of my bag. Anyway, that's what happens, right? It's been a while. So that's what it was. It was really super easy, like I said, and the material's pretty much all at home. I had some of this cotton. I've made more out of, I made 2 of them for everybody in the household. So there are 7 of us. So I made 7 sets, so 14 of us, 14 of them. Because that way I figured when someone came home, they could throw one into the wash and another one would be ready for them for the next day. They didn't have to worry about it drying and all of that. One, and like I was talking about the layers, so it has this nice pocket. She explains all about the pocket. It's just a piece, and this is what I used literally for mine This is what I used. Here you can see where I took the sleeve off, okay, to cut the piece to put, and I cut it a little small, but it's okay. As long as it covers the mouth and the nose, I figure I'm fine. And this was just an old t-shirt that we use for when we color hair or do dirty projects. This was from the bubble run that I never got to do because my husband was in the motorcycle accident when this was going to be happening, so couldn't do that. Anyway, but there's a t-shirt and cotton, and what you're supposed to do is supposed to take paper towel and it's 2 layers because I took the sleeve and cut 2 layers. So it's actually, it makes a pocket, but it makes a double pocket if I really wanted to. And I just put the washcloth into the pocket. I mean the washcloth. I got washcloth on the brain. I put the paper towel into the pocket and you tuck it all the way in. And now I have the paper towel in there, put it on, use it. Now I can take the paper towel off, throw that away, burn it, whatever you're going to do, and this can be tossed into the washing machine. So real simple. Materials, all I needed was the cotton yarn, the t-shirt, okay, so you don't have to worry about materials. You're gonna need a yarn needle, can you see that? The yarn needle, a regular sewing needle, a few straight pins. This is that great little needle caddy that I got from the yarn crawl this year, and a hook. I actually started with this hook, or I started with the Furls H hook, and I really like it. It was really great, but I decided I was going to experiment with this one. This is the one that I got from off last year. These are handmade. These are made by Treasured Hooks. We talked about it last year. This was a new design she made and I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to be talking to her because one thing I did notice is while I was crocheting, because I was crocheting like this, that this knobby went into the back of my hand. So it fits great. If I just did it sideways, see, like this, it would have worked fabulous, except I wanted to hold it like this for some reason. And I think that if I could have her make me one without that knobby, that would be really great. That was really nice to be working with that, and that was great. So for those of you who are interested, again, I will have all this information down below because it is important for you to know who these people are. She was great. It was at off that I saw her. But one thing is that because these are handmade, and this is one thing a challenge you're gonna find whenever you do anything that's handmade is, well, what size is the hook? Later on you could forget. Sometimes they put stickers on them, but they fall off. Getting something like this, and this is from Katrinkles, Katrinkles.com, and I will post this down below, but this is a gauge. This is for crocheters, and this is a hook gauge, okay? So it was really easy for me to just put it through the hole, and it would tell me, see, it's too small. This is too small. That was just right, and this was just a little too sloppy. It was too big, so it's right here, and it's also an H. So this is a great little tool. I keep this in my planner with me for when I go out because I do go to a lot of locations that do have handmade crochet hooks. Or if the crochet hook just happens to not have it written or it's painted on and it comes off after a while, it works. And of course, a pair of scissors, some sewing thread, are things that you're going to need, and a little caddy to put my trash in, which this is actually a travel mug. You guys remember from last year's off on a yarn crawl, not this year's, but last year's. I got this, and it actually has the travel mug. But I'll tell you what, for me, I have very small hands, and because of the numbing that I get in this arm, this became, when I have fluid in it, it is too heavy for me. So what I did is I took the lid off, and I needed a little trash can that I could keep next to me, and this is it. So I love it. It says hook me up. I've got it right there, and it's really easy. I can put it in there and I don't have to worry about things falling out, so it's perfect. So that's one thing. Always look at things because there's always alternatives for things that you can use. Another thing, if you're using really tight stitches, when you're going to go sew through some of those stitches, it can get really unruly, really hard to get through. So long time ago, this was made for me, and it's just to help me push the needle through. You know, we all have the handy dandy, right, to push that needle through. The problem with this is it can get a little small. If I've got nails, then I can't use it, and it's a challenge for me. The needle slips, and I've hurt myself before. This is really great. It's leather, so this is actually an old leather glove that was falling apart, so somebody took the finger off, put a little more padding on the inside, just put a little piece of padding in there, and then glued on. This is just Gorilla glued on another piece of much heavier leather, and this allows me to push it through. And because of the size, I can put it in any finger, so no matter what I'm doing, I can push that through, and other tools too. Because you know how us women are, so we do things like that. And that's it. And it was really easy, and I'll tell you what, this was less than a show. I mean, this went really quickly. It's really not that hard to do, and being cotton, it's breathable. It's not going to be too hot. It rolls up really nicely to put in your bag. You can even put it in a little Ziploc snack size bag. You can put it in there and then carry it in whatever type of bag you're carrying if you're needing to go out. And I would recommend just having it. You know, if you just keep it in your bag or in a bag, or however it's going to be easier for you, it's best to have it than not to have it. So that's it really quick. This was all done with half double crochets and single crochets. That was it. So it's really beginner friendly. It's just counting. It's pretty standard. One thing I will say is, if you have gentlemen in your lives who have big bushy beards, for my husband, I really had to extend it so that it could go and wrap around his face, because that beard, believe it or not, does add some girth to that area. So definitely, before you cut it off, you need to measure the person, and sometimes the best way to measure is just right on them, and that's what I did. Same thing with the loopholes. Yes, she gives a standard, but you know, all the guys, every one of them is a little bit different, right? Us girls were pretty much standard, but the guys took a little bit of modifying. So what I would do is I would just, and this is just a chain, and I would slip stitch it. I would cut it off, but give myself plenty of extra, and then go and try it on them. And it's slip stitch, so I just take it out, add a few chains, slip stitch again, have them fit, and I was already done, and then I can knot it and finish it, and it just didn't take any time at all. So honestly, this is a super quick and easy and feel good, because you're helping yourself, you're helping your family, and ultimately helping us all. So I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're keeping well. And my surprise is I have now gotten some planner pages ready for you guys. So I'm going to have, in our next video, we're going to be having that. So it's going to be kind of interesting, the next few videos, because we're going to be doing some pretty fun experiments with planners. I don't know if how many of you plan, and for those of you who use planners, this is going to be a lot of fun. For those of you who don't use planners, I'll let you know when you can skip to the video, so you can just see the sheets that pertain to you. They will be individual as well as in a booklet, so that everybody can use them. All right, everyone, I hope you're having a great day. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you again. All right, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up and hit the bell, because that'll send you reminders when the next video comes out. All right, everyone, have a great night. You have a great day, and take care of yourselves.